Do some kind of a introduction ourselves, you know.
I will never ever let a white woman call me the N-word, all right? I will never fall for that propaganda on the internet, all right? I heard about it, 3, 4 years ago, and I was about to fall for it, you know what I'm saying? I heard it from my friends, a couple years ago, where they were talking about, like, experiences with it and how they would take it. And, although I tried to make it, like, feel like a good thing, I can really never ever push it to being something that would be appropriate. All right. And now I just want to explain some of the reasons why, I can't let her, I can't really do, the race play type of thing. Why slave play might kick her out of bed, you know what I'm saying? Might kick her to the curb from. Because, I may not be having that, you know what I'm saying? So big disclaimer, if race play is for you, all right, then this video is really not for you. If you want to enjoy that, go ahead and enjoy it. I just want to give you, a different perspective. And if you want to hear that, that's great. If you want to listen to my sexy voice, that's great. Anywho, before I explain to you my reasoning, welcome to the internet. You may be wondering why I have an upside down shirt. The tag is up here, present and naked. I have free will, all right? I am the man, takes these type of chances, takes the chances that you won't. I will not, fall into the trap of being shamed for what I do because I want to do it. Okay, baby, this is the unemployed mentality. You're gonna watch this whether you like it or not. Okay, you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch me talk whether you like it or not, and you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, this upside down shirt, this it's a statement of the unemployed mentality. All right, and I'd love to make a video about that because the unemployed mentality is what made me powerful. All right, it's what makes me brave. All right, it's one of the reasons why I made this YouTube channel in the first place. Okay, but besides that, I'd like to present to you with this cold take that I feel like everyone should agree with at this point. Nine Vicious is a government perpetrator machine. Oh, you want reasons why? Look at the way he walks. Look at the way he takes his photos, all right? Like, bro, I saw this one, okay, on my last FM, all right? There's this photo of Nine Vicious and stuff like that, and it looks so, he looks like a robot, all right? Look at him. Like, at some point in my life, I started to see Nine Vicious as some sort of prop from the government to, kind of control us in some sort of sense, in the underground, and they did a pretty good job because everyone's, falling for it. Like, he's literally like a regular underground rapper, a very, very average one, all right? And he got signed to YSL, all right? A very average rapper, all right? PDF file claims, amazing beats, amazing producer, sometimes gets off of flow on the beat, again, messages minors. But yeah, again, he signed to YSL for some reason. He is signed to a record label that is a very big deal, okay? And he barely started his career. All right, maybe he was uploading stuff on Spotify, on SoundCloud or stuff like that. But if I couldn't hear about it, if I never heard about it, why the hell is he getting signed to YSL? This guy is more than just an industry play. He's a robot. He's a psyop. All right, this guy's a psyop. All right, and I feel like, and I feel like with the news that we're receiving about the world today, this guy, Nine Vicious, was created to, kind of try to distract us in some sort of sense. But I will commend him. All right, I will commend him. I really like his new album. All right, I really like some of the beats. Again, they were all fabricated. I can't, listen to that for too long. I can't step into Nine Vicious lore. All right, at some point, bro, he has. Yeah, let's get back to the video, shall we? And the things about the whole race play type of thing. For one, I couldn't get around that. I started hearing about this whole race play thing back in sophomore year, and it was a thing where everyone was saying, "I'd love a white woman to call me the N-word. I'd love that." They would, like, my friends would tell me, like, "Hey, if a white woman called you the N-word in bed, what would you do?" Because I was the darkest in the server. I would react how they would react, and the reason why I would act, why I would, like, give the same reason is because I've never had, that experience, and I've never went through it. Then I started to think, I started to put myself into that position, I started to, like, kind of see myself in that position, you know what I'm saying? And, as much as I would like it first, I would kind of, in a way, like, my stomach would kind of, twist and turn after I heard that, like, in the middle of, the whole type of thing. Like, my stomach would start to, like, twist and turn. I feel like I have to get up and go to the bathroom and take a number two. The reason why is because I'm actually being serious right now. I really get by the fact that one of the reasons why you're sleeping with me in the first place is because of my skin tone. And for two, I feel like if you're saying that, like, in bed, that kind of, makes it obvious to me in some sort of way. At some point, am I me or, like, the black guy that or, like, the big muscular black dude, that will satisfy you in bed or something? The more I think about it, the more I realize that it's not really seeing me on a human level. But now, There's reason number two that I don't hear a lot of people mentioning, and which I kind of wanted to make, the focal point of this video. So let's say you get in bed with a white woman, all right? You just started dating, and it's your first time with her and everything. Everything feels wonderful. Middle of shenanigans, you know what I'm saying? She pulls out the N-word, all right? You're shocked at first. You're kind of aroused at first, you know what I'm saying? Because this is something new. This is something deliberately diminishing of your character, but at the same time, it feels so dominating. It feels like a force that's dominating you. All right, and you kind of get by with that because you're a little good boy who likes to feel dominated, and that's okay because I am too. The thing is, there's a situation where it's just like cheating. They do it once, it starts to pile up. You know what I'm saying? It'll start to stack up all of the kind of race play shenanigans that she kind of starts with at first. Just this the casual N-word in bed, and not out of bed. It'll start like that. You know what I'm saying? Then it'll turn out to full-on race play, which I'm not comfortable with. All right, I'm not really that comfortable with. Like, hey, you're like swimming inside a box, you know what I'm saying? And then she starts saying, that's my good little slave. That's my good little boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, eat that like a good little black boy. Like a good little minstrel. Situations such as those where it makes me kind of feel uncomfortable. And two, let's say it starts like that, okay? And then, it gets to a point where in broad daylight, she starts, calling you a minstrel or a good little black boy. You know what I'm saying? It'll go something like this. Hey, honey, I'm home. And she's going to be like, hey, how's my good little coon? Get what I'm saying, right? This could escalate, all right? Into, being a real life thing and kind of being animate outside of, the premises of the bedroom. Like, it can have potential of being a full-on thing where it's like, oh, since you let me call you the N-word in bed, I'll start calling you that everywhere else. And, next thing you know, you're outside, and in the moment you do something that's, like, minuscule in the grand scheme of things, when she assaults you, all right, it's going to be a thing where she's putting out all the slurs, what I'm saying? All types of slurs, all right, in front of your parents, in front of everyone, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like as soon as she starts doing it, it's going to become a whole, slippery slope, all right? I can't trust if a white woman would have, the self-control and, the awareness to, keep it in the premises of the bedroom. I was about to say the bedroom. To an extent, I feel like it's an addiction. You start it and you just keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Talk about is that it kind of is in some sort of way desensitizing. I'm gonna make a video on how you can pull women if you stutter. Desensitization to my own culture and my own background. All right, and I feel like in a certain way, if my culture is not being taken seriously in the bedroom, I feel like that will reflect onto real life. All right? With having her saying the N-word, it'll make her feel like she knows everything about my culture and something like that. It'll feel like that's all she needs to know. My culture reflect on her, and will she learn, from my own culture and my own background if she doesn't even take it seriously in the first place? I think not. And I want to bring, that premise where it's like, hey, here's my culture. All right, here's my background. All right, this is what I go through, and it's not, something to, kind of objectify and see through surface level. In conclusion, I feel like my race would slowly start to be seen as some sort of commodity or a prop rather than like, actually to something to be proudly immersed in. Okay, editing me here, and I just now thought of another reason why, what I'm saying? It really is just stereotyping to the max degree, you know what I'm saying? How do you even know, like, I'm like a ghetto person or something like that? Like, how would you know that type of, like, language in bed or kind of just like, dirty talk would resonate with me? How would you know that? You basically generalized the entire language and the way African Americans in general speak in bed and like expect me to not get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like come on. Like you think saying the N-word in bed can like get any black man turned on? The fact that you think that as a white woman, like talking ghetto in bed is automatically gonna turn me on based off the color of my skin. It's really just like stereotyping to the fullest degree. And again, don't you dare tell me that this is not perpetrating any form of racism in any sort of degree. Like, you know what it's like, all right? It's like trying to date like an Asian woman or something like that you like, barely know. And the first like date you go out on, it's an Asian restaurant, it's a Chinese restaurant. Remember that episode in Seinfeld where Jerry was meeting this woman called Winona? She was like a Native American or something. And then he went to an antique store and he bought a whole Native Indian type of statue, and then he came to like some house party that we came to the function. He bought all that with him and expected her, just like be so happy about it. Like, bro, like it's a thing where like, yeah, I know you like it because like that's part of your race, right? That's part of your culture, right? And it's like, bro, you don't even know I'm from like the most eastern parts of Nigeria, all right? Like, bro, my second language is Yoruba. What do you think I know about Cuban links? Okay, like my first language, it's literally like one of the most obscure languages in the world. Like, what do you think? How could you like just assume right off the bat, judging my skin color, that I'm from the ghetto? Like how could you assume I want a Hellcat or something? Like dog, what? In general, like, how can you assume, like, anything I would want in bed? That's why you gotta have communication with your partner when it comes to, doing all those shenanigans, that's the end of the video. You guys want to hear about the reverse colonization theory? Yes, you do. So, in short, the reverse colonization theory is a theory in which you get a white woman to fall in love. Of course, you like her, all right. But the thing is, with this, you control her mind, body, and soul through through romancing. You know what I'm saying? Use a way, but you're just you're dominating her. And I feel like if this is true and that kind of relates to you, then you're kind of colonizing her mind to some certain extent. But this time, it's kind of healthy due to the fact that she has mutual respect for you rather than fear in which like the slaves bought onto our ancestors. All right. In a way, we are kind of as a black man in particular, you are kind of colonizing these white women's mind in a healthy way, of course, that would kind of overturn the whole kind of slavery thing. Get one white woman for one ancestor. You know what I'm saying? I talked about this with my friend, and he's saying the only reason why he doesn't agree with it because it feels like revenge corn or something like that. And I feel like that's a kind of surface level way of seeing it. All right, I feel like to a certain extent, you're seeing it as some sort of a perpetrated revenge, but the thing is, like, you get yourself caught up into it, right? It's not really a thing you do on purpose, because if you try to do it on purpose, I feel like it won't really work to a certain extent. Yeah, the reverse colonization theory, it's a way to kind of feel better when you're dating, white women, and I feel like he still doesn't really understand that, but I'll get him to convert one day. Do you guys want me to make this a full video? If you guys want to listen to a whole 15-minute breakdown of the whole thing, comment down below saying, hey, I want to hear about the reverse colonization theory. Or just say hi. How's it going? In the comments. Yeah, that's the end of the video. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, you're still here. You're still here. Yes. Come, brother. Come, brother. I watched the full BLM, corn video where it's the white woman's moaning, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black D matters. You know what I'm saying? I watched that. Everyone in the comments are saying that she doesn't look particularly good, and I kind of beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's because I have like a different type of a different set of tastes compared to these type of people. I feel like it's like a thing where I have a different taste in comparison to like everyone. But it is what it is, man. I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. It's not bad.